There's finally some big developments going on with The Miz and Dexter, so we'll see where all of that is headed. We'll also check out some potential bad news for Austin Theory. Let's start things off with The Miz and Dexter story. Dexter first arrived on Raw back in August. Dexter's return was unique because within the storyline, he isn't signed to WWE. All of his appearances since August have been him trespassing on WWE grounds and getting himself arrested non-stop. But there seemed to be one man he was after, and that was The Miz. So that whole mystery of why Dexter was going after The Miz was great for a few weeks. But when they started to do the same exact sort of segment between The Miz and Dexter week after week, with the story not progressing at all, that started to become a problem and got fans to lose all interest in the story. If you're going to keep the story in the same exact place for 2 months, fans are naturally going to give up on it. And that's what happened with this story from mid-August all the way to mid-October. Just a whole lot of nothing happening in the story. But the Raw season premiere finally pushed the story forward. Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg booked a match for the following week on Raw, with the stipulation being that if Dexter defeats The Miz, he's officially getting a WWE contract. So we fast forward to the following week on Raw. The Miz is seen trying to fake an injury, but eventually gets busted faking it. So Dexter makes his way to the ring only to get assaulted by The Miz. The Miz brutally attacks Dexter with a chair right on the ramp, and that act gets the match canceled. So that upset a lot of the fans as well. This story has been absolutely dragging for months. It looks like we're finally going to get a big story moment with this match, and the match gets canceled. So that just sucked the air out of the room for that storyline. Some fans also pointed out how it's still hard to really look at Dexter as the babyface. He's been stalking and invading The Miz for months. You could argue that The Miz is the hero here for finally getting revenge on his stalker. But there was something that was introduced this week that changes everything and still pushed the story forward. And that was the introduction of Johnny Gargano into the storyline between The Miz and Dexter. Dexter is obviously a character that's not going to say much and not going to explain his actions. So it's always a great thing when they can get someone in there and basically speak on his behalf. And that's what they did with Gargano. Gargano had a lot of history with Dexter Lumis dating back to NXT, and he flat out told The Miz that he knows what Dexter is after from him as well. He tells The Miz that he knows the real story between himself and Dexter. Johnny tells him that if he wants out of the match, he just has to tell everyone the truth. So even though we technically didn't get that match between The Miz and Dexter, it was still a good week for the story because of the Gargano reveal. Now we understand what Dexter wants, and that adds another layer of clarity to the story. The Miz is basically holding a secret all to himself, something that he's been dishonest about and not revealing the truth about. Dexter, on the other hand, is aware of the truth and wants The Miz to come clean and reveal whatever that secret is. If The Miz doesn't reveal the truth, it looks like that's what will keep Dexter coming after him for the foreseeable future. And now even Johnny Gargano is aware of the hidden truth from The Miz as well. So the pressure's on. The Miz now officially knows what Dexter wants, and it'll be up to him to reveal it to stop Dexter. Some fans were wondering if Gargano and Dexter could be getting back together and starting to slowly reform their NXT faction. Literally 4 of the members are already on Raw, with Johnny, Dexter, Candice, and Austin Theory. That's definitely possible. But for now, it looks like Johnny was just used in order to make that reveal and push the story forward, which was so desperately needed. And maybe the match was delayed because they wanted to raise the stakes even more for a match between Dexter and The Miz. Maybe now the stipulation could be WWE contract versus The Miz's secret. If Dexter defeats The Miz, he gets his WWE contract, and The Miz has to reveal the secret that he's been lying about. Then on the other hand, if The Miz wins, Dexter gets no contract, with WWE, and the secret will stay intact. So maybe that was the reason for the delay of the match, just to add the Miz's secret into the mix. So it's definitely been a rough few weeks for this story in recent memory, but the October 17th edition of Raw added a lot of new life to this story and made it intriguing once again. Now we have to wait and find out about the eventual reveal of the Miz's secret and what he's hiding that Dexter is so upset about. Some bad news has been going around for the 2022 Money in the Bank winner, Austin Theory. It's been no secret at all that Austin Theory was one of Vince McMahon's favorite young superstars. Vince even made WWE appearances throughout late 2021 and early 2022 alongside Austin Theory, really hammering the fact that this was his next top guy. Austin Theory became the youngest United States champion of all time, and on the same night that he lost the title, he became the youngest Money in the Bank winner of all time. Now, ever since Theory became the contract holder, fans automatically assumed that WWE might have just wrote themselves into a corner. Obviously, Roman isn't losing the title anytime soon, so the overall threat of Austin Theory successfully cashing in just isn't there. No one is scared of cashing in on Roman Reigns in this moment in time. So the fact that it also was taking away from this Money in the Bank contract run for Austin Theory. Now reports are claiming that WWE may have Austin Theory put the contract on the line against other WWE superstars. And whenever you hear that a contract holder is putting it on the line, it basically means the contract is changing hands. This was done most recently in 2020 with Otis. A lot of people forget that Otis legitimately won the Money in the Bank contract back then, but it was basically the same situation. No one was scared of Otis cashing in on either Braun Strowman or Roman Reigns. It just wasn't happening. So once they realized the mistake, Otis put the contract on the line with The Miz, and The Miz would go over to Raw and strike a slimy deal with the Hurt Business to cash in on Drew McIntyre. So to hear that Theory may put the contract on the line basically means that the contract could be in fact changing hands. Even with a new contract holder, that still doesn't change the fact that the contract just isn't a threat to Roman Reigns right now. Roman is most likely main eventing WrestleMania 39 as champion. So if whoever the new contractor holder is tries cashing in before that, it's probably going to be unsuccessful, especially with the entire bloodline by Roman's side. They'll be jumping all over you before you can even pin Roman for that 3 count. So it's just a really difficult time to be the Money in the Bank holder right now when one man has both world titles and he's defended by 4 other men. It's going to be hard to get to him. But we'll see what WWE has planned for the rumored change of hands for the Money in the Bank contract. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.